Here is some information from the QAnons regarding Justice Ginsburg, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or as the liberals like to say, RBG. You might find it interesting.
Trump, of course, called for her to step down because she's no longer an unbiased observer, but rather somebody who's very much interested in getting into the political fray. And we really haven't heard from her since. So the speculation on in the queue, because she's in the queue in the last couple of days, is that she is either going to retire or perhaps she has already expired.
Yeah, that is possible. But reports of her having pancreatic cancer go back to 2009. And then just recently she broke a bunch of ribs. But get this. Now, I don't know this outfit here, but the person's name is on there. It's from December 21 of last year, just a couple of weeks ago. Julia Mullaney for the cheat sheet. And this is really strange. Recently, there have been reports she had cancerous nodules removed. But get this. She missed one non-argument session while she was injured with the ribs. She works out quite a bit, which is likely to help her get. Anyway, while taking x-rays, doctors noticed lung abnormalities. But get this, she recently had to undergo a lobotomy to have cancerous nodules removed. Now she is cancer-free. So...
After a lobotomy?
That's what it says, L-O-B-O-T-O-M-Y. She had to undergo a lobotomy to have cancerous nodules removed. A lobotomy. Doesn't that mean the frontal lobe of your brain is removed, usually with electricity?
It can mean that. My understanding of lobotomy is they actually take a portion of the brain out.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and that is very curious. I didn't know that was. I mean, I know they sometimes separate the lobes of the brain if there's electrical misfiring happening between them, but I've never heard it curing cancer or having cancer disappear after. I'd have to see the results. But my sense is that, well, here are the key questions that Q is asking regarding Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You may find these really interesting. Who are the doctors who are treating her? No one seems to know. Which other political heads are also being treated by these same staff? The implication is that it was Hussein. What drugs are being used on her? Does this affect her daily function? That's a great question. I would like to know, is she on drugs? Is it affecting her jurisprudence? What is her real diagnosis? You mentioned pancreatic cancer, which I've known somebody to have passed away from that dreaded, terrible thing. And once you get it, your number is pretty well up. I mean, you might be one of the lucky 2% or whatever the number is, but it's not high. But what I heard is that it was, and what I've read, is that it's lung cancer, which maybe it's metastasized, so it could possibly be. I don't know, but there is some speculation as to what it is. And then who is managing her care? And then the last question is, who is really managing her care? This is out of today's Q post 2653. Now, Q doesn't give us the answers. Q asks questions that when you go and try and find the answer, you end up finding some big surprises. So if somebody out there in your listening audience actually has the answer, go ahead and write it down on the website. Let's take a look. Let's start a conversation.
Lots of people are about this. Right now. I'll get this.